And right, so what is it asking us to do? The code in the editor should look familiar. There's only one new idea on line 1, right? Which is the
it's this. I haven't seen this.
which on yeah, on line, yeah, exact. Are the parameters or the method?
The parameters.
Okay.
Because I haven't seen that.
Okay. So click run to execute the code and start building your own method. Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, I'm not completely familiar because I didn't do the Code Academy. I will be honest with you guys. I did a Treehouse course, which was Ruby coverage and all this stuff. And I'm seeing here, Faye, have you seen the spaceship operator before, for instance? That's a question.
No. What's that?
The spaceship operator is basically what you can see inside of the method or inside of the conditional, basically. If you see like if rev erased and between item 2 and item 1, that's the spaceship operator.
Okay.
So for me, honestly, that's quite kind of weird that yeah, maybe not explaining that before, maybe showing this, because otherwise it's hard to, I think it's hard to understand what's happening actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so inside of those curly braces, after the dot sort on lines 3 and 5 are blocks in Ruby.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, that spaceship operator, that was new for me as well. Sorry, so, did you talk about what the spaceship operator?
Yes. So the spaceship. Okay. So Faye, just keep driving. Then it's.
No, it's okay. Just continue.
No, it's so the spaceship operator is basically a part of a package from Enumerable, I think, or Comparable. Sorry, Comparable. That's the name of the module, which is a part of the standard library from Ruby, or the core library by now, I think, the latest Ruby.
Yeah.
And it's basically a helper-like method to compare items based on which one is higher or in order one before the other. And basically what this does is that the spaceship operator in between compares one item on the left to item on the right. And when the item 1 is higher than the item on the left, that's gonna end up as a -1. And when these two items are 0, then these two items are equal. And when the item 2 is the bigger one, then it's going to end up as a return value as 1. That's basically what the spaceship operator is about.
Yeah, cool.
I think also Armando is talking about this during the edX, during the, maybe it's later in the videos.
Course.
Yes.
Yeah, because Armando doesn't start talking until week 1 or something, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's
that's why they ask you to go through this course before.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think Peter and I are in the same position where we started the course, but we haven't finished. Correct, Peter?
Yeah, sure. I'm on week 2, so absolutely not far from it.
Yeah, we're in the kind of the same place, and then because it's been a while since I actually started it as well. It's like good for us to start over and make sure we are understanding the concepts, and then when we get to week 2, we'll even be more prepared.
Okay, makes sense.
Cool. So should we go to the next?
Yeah.
Or does anyone have any questions on this?
True. Maybe this line 12, the true part.
Yeah, I think it's just changing the value of that default.
Okay.
Yeah. Alphabetized books.
Absalom.
Yeah.
So I think what might be a tricky maybe to understand, obviously, in terms of when we have an array of like this with all these book titles, the sorting is based on the alphabet. So
Yeah.
it starts with the A Absalom, and code complete and all this stuff.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. We need to define this method.
Oh, we need to rewrite it.
Yeah, because
Ooh, that's okay.
Alphabetize.
No, but it doesn't take any arguments, and there doesn't need to be anything in the body of the method.
Yeah.
So we're not actually creating a working method, just.
Okay. So are we rushing or it's okay? That's fine with everyone. Okay. So the first part makes sense. Defining the method alphabetize. We can guess that the first parameter is an array, but what's this rev false business? What this does is tell Ruby that alphabetize has a second parameter rev for reverse that will default to false if the user does not type in 2 arguments. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So update your alphabetize method with 2 parameters. Array representing the array to be passed in, and rev, a boolean that defaults to false. Okay. Was there a space?
I don't think so. I'm gonna actually put on my on Rubocop to see, you know.
Okay. Should I?
Oh, sorry, the question was to remove the parentheses or not, or to have space between a parenthesis and the method name.
No,
Yeah, I was asking if there's space between like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that shouldn't matter.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Even one question, Faith, is that did the course talk about before like the default arguments as a topic?
No.
Like default. Okay.
No. So I think this part, ordering a library course is now an introductory to having a 2 arguments.
Yeah.
Having two parameters in a method. Yeah. So this is the first time they're mentioning it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I think they're saying. That's why they asked. We can guess that the first parameter is an array, but what's this? Rev false business. Yeah, because I'm seeing it for the first time as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can give like default default names to certain, you know. I've seen that before, where you have like initialize the name, but you can have a default name.
Okay, so this is to mean the only time we're using this is when we want the second parameter to be optional, right?
Default.
Yeah, default.
So if we do this, then I can't do this because this we've only passed 1 parameter.
Yeah, that's correct. If you do that, you probably would expect to get an argument error.
Okay.
So the argument is there. It's just the default value is not false. So
Yeah.
the different, so when you have this default value as false, that sets already a value for something. So if you put, so you don't have to, if you don't give a specific value to rev, in this case, that's going to be false.
Okay.
And it might be false anyways, but it's just, I think it's mostly actually happening with numbers, honestly, when you have to initialize something with 0 value just to work with it later as a number, as I've seen so far. So not really like Boolean values like false or true, but when you work with numbers in arrays, and it's just sometimes handy to initialize something with 0 instead of like no value.
Okay.
So Rubocop does complain about not having spaces.
What is it saying?
Yeah, you need a space after the rev and before the false.
Oh, okay.
I mean, doesn't matter as far, it'll still run, but.
And Matt, Rubocop always also saying that in between of alphabetize and the first parenthesis should be a space, or that's not.
No, it's complaining about. Yeah, it's complaining right now that I'm not using my unused method arguments. I'm not actually using the parameters.
Yeah,
but that's the thing it's complaining about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've moved on to the next one. Great. Now let's add a little logic to our method. This is a variable number. They're sorting it, then they're putting it out. So in Ruby, there are 2 sorting methods, .sort or sort with an exclamation. The first method, sort, simply returns a sorted array while leaving the original array alone. And the second method modifies the actual array. There's a name they use to describe this. I've forgotten. I don't know what that is. Huh?
Yeah. I don't remember.
Does anyone know?
Okay, so my internet is bad. Let me restart my router because I can't really see the screen share.
You can't see?
Yeah, I can't see anything. My internet is poor. So
I
let me restart my router.
I think it froze, Faith, if you want to try starting it again.
For me, I can see it.
Oh, really?
No, it's my internet.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it says here for me, Faith is having connectivity issues.
Oh.
Okay. Can you see her screen share?
No, I can just see I think it's a frozen version of her screen share.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's strange for me. It worked.
Yeah, it was.
Peter, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see you scrolling and everything, so it should work.
Okay. Matt, is it still? Is my screen still frozen?
Hold on, I was just checking out Slack. Yeah, for me it's still.
What should I do?
I don't know. Did we want to try switching drivers? Peter, did you wanna do some?
Yeah, if someone can click through for me, because inside of Code Academy I cannot get there because
okay.
Right.
We could use my screen then, or
if it's not frozen.
Yeah, you might need to sign in. Yeah, so that might not work. I have on mine as well, but
yeah, we could use yours, because if my screen is frozen on both you.
Yeah, you can see your screen now.
So let me try.
I can see it then. Oh.
What's wrong?
I just tried leaving and entering again. Are you Can you share your screen and see if I can see? Or do you want me to share mine?
I was saying if mine is frozen on both your screens and in your case, then you could share yours.
Yeah, I think it was just frozen on mine. Is what.
Okay.
But yeah, I can share and people can tell me what to type or.
Okay.
So we're on method blocks and starting now. The thing is, I might already have everything. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
All right, cool. Yeah, I need to go back. All right. Did that. Then we did what that. Nice. This is where we add the array and equals false. Is this there? Starting. Great. Now let's add a little logic to our method. Numbers equals. So they just want me to copy and paste that, basically. This is like something about mutable, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
Or no?
Something about.
No, mutable objects and frozen strings.
Click the first one.
Yeah, but it's not about strings, is it? It's about the objects. Yeah, freezing objects. No, mutable means can be changed. No.
I think the exclamation mark is it about the exclamation mark?
Yeah.
I think it's if you want to make like changes definite, like definite.
Yeah. Like if you want to, yeah, but what Faith was asking what the name of this is.
Yeah, there was a name that I've forgotten.
Name of the exclamation mark?
No, yeah. Like the whole concept of changing the structure of something.
Oh.
Distractively.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like there's a name, but it just continues. Then once I find it, I'll share it with you all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but this is if you want to change the actual array instead of making a copy of it, right?
Yeah.
So simply returns the sorted array while leaving the original array alone. The second method, sort, modifies the actual array. Inside your method, add a line that calls sort on the array, our array. Okay. It's the last line of the method. The sorted array will be returned. Oh, call it method start. But that has to work. After your method, make a new array called numbers. Numbers equals array. It contains a few numbers, like in the example above. Okay. All right. Call your alphabetized method with your numbers array as the parameter and puts the results to the console.
Yeah.
So how do I call my method?
You could just write alphabetize the numbers.
And then numbers. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And then
No, it doesn't tell me to do that though. I wanna...
Don't have to. And then could add a put S before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just
P, no?
yeah.
Oh, but it was already started, right? So how do we know if it worked?
You could change it.
Yeah, should I put a 50 here and an 8 here?
Yeah.
If I pass true here, that changes the default, right? No.
Changes red. Yeah.
Ah, but it didn't reverse.
Oh, because we didn't pass anything now. We're not using rev. Are we using rev?
No.
No. So
Are we using?
rev is just a parameter. We're not using the parameter to do anything inside the.
Yeah, we're not using it yet, but this is the default. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. No. Rev equals true? Because I thought the example that they gave, they didn't actually say rev equals true. They just passed true as the second parameter, and that changes to reverse the array.
Maybe we should look at the sort then. Sort method.
You can just hack it and have the reverse method.
Reverse here.
No, on the
line
edge.
2.
Exactly.
Here put dot reverse.
No. Before the.
You can do it by.
Outside. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, because that's if this is a parameter, then you wouldn't. It's not a method. You do have a method in Ruby called dot reverse, but
yeah, you could. It will work if you just put it there.
There you go. Maybe this console is not.
Is it the task here is if rev change to true, then the array should change to reverse, or I'm guessing. I don't know.
True. Yeah, it's true. I forgot about that. You had that if statement, that conditional statement at the beginning, no? Yeah.
Why? But this is what you should be doing next, right?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
All right. So
has the reverse has not worked?
No, because I think you
it does. It should, have you tried putting it, because it should work even without the condition?
Yeah. It should,
before the exclamation mark. Just dot reverse it. That should work.
Yeah, that'll work, but that'll work because of the method in Ruby reverse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're supposed to check. Wait. You're supposed to check for reverse, then perform the reverse. If the reverse is true. If it's not, then we just use the sort, right?
What was that? Sorry.
I said we're supposed to check condition statement. We're supposed to check for the reverse. If the reverse is true, then perform the reverse. If it's not true, then we don't perform the reverse.
Yeah, in this case, we're actually passing in a block to sort. Yeah, you can do how to sort it, I guess. But in this case that we're working out here, you don't need to actually pass in a block because it has a default behavior to reverse from lowest to highest. Is what I understand. Yeah. Default parameters. Let's start with a new bit of code you saw in exercise 1. Okay, the first part makes sense. We're defining a method. Oh, we already talked about that. Yeah, great. Now we need to add the logic to our method. In the example above, we created an array called numbers. Then we reverse the array, like the sort. The exclamation mark means we modify the actual array. Finally, we print out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Add after your .sort, call and add an if-else statement. If rev is true, right. I don't even think you need to say true. If rev is enough, right?
I guess you should.
True.
Yeah.
Because that means if rev is true, it will be.
Yeah.
And then what, an else statement? Or an else return array?
Yeah, else.
Oh, and then here I need to say else rev is false? No. The numbers array and the put statement so that you can see the work in action. Cool. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Nice.
Nice.
Crazy. All right. You did it. Woo! For real time. Well done. Now you have your own methods that adds functionality that Ruby didn't have before. Building your own methods is great for using code over and over again without having to retype things. Great for abstracting, simplifying. Cool. Click run to finish the project and continue your project to the Ruby method mastery. Hashes and symbols. And okay, do you have Code Academy as well, right?
Yeah, I do.
Do you want to share your screen with us and start from this point?
Okay.
You don't have to if you don't want to, but Peter, I don't think has an account, so
no, I can only just try to solve issues by saying things. But
yeah, which we well, but yeah, I'll stop sharing my screen and. Dangerous methods. Yeah.
Did I share my screen?
No.
not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, where is?
Should I start sharing my screen?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Okay.
And
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
yep.
So hashes. The story so far. Okay. Sorry. So should I read the whole text or I just like?
You could read through it. I don't mind. I'd love you to read through it.
Ah, cool.
Okay.
Because I haven't read it. Yeah.
All right. So recall that hashes are collections of key value pairs where unique keys are associated with some value. So there's an example, breakfast. So breakfast is the variable, and I think it stores a hash. So the keys are the ones by the left side. So like bacon, eggs, oatmeal, and OJ. So the values are the ones by the right. So tasty and healthy and juicy. So remember that keys must be unique, but values can repeat. That's why we can have more than one key share the value tasty. So if you look at breakfast, we see that we have like two values that have tasty, that's bacon, and two keys that have the value tasty. So bacon and eggs both have the value tasty. So we can have we can't have like keys that have the same names. Like we can't have like bacon and bacon as a key. We can only have them share values. All right. So we can create hashes several ways, but two of the most popular are one using the hash literal notation. So you can see this is new hash is equal to the curly braces, then 1. That's the key. So the key is 1. And then the value is the key is 1, like, and the value is 1. Yeah, and the second way of creating a hash is using the hash constructor notation. So we can see new hash is equal to hash dot new. So the instruction is create a hash called my hash using whichever method you prefer.
Okay.
Should I do that, or I like anybody has any notation he likes that we use to create the
Yeah, I normally just actually use the hash literal, but
okay.
But
so
because then you can actually using values already.
You didn't hear that. Faith, what notation do you like? The constructor or
the short one? The constructor.
The short one.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to create a hash called my hash. So the constructor, right? Hash dot new. So I run it. Nothing happens. I think it works, right?
Yeah, just it gives you a green check. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So next. All right.
Just reset it. Boom.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. It's gonna take a while.
Oh, okay. Didn't know.
Yeah. So second is iterating over hashes. So we can also iterate over hashes using the .each method. For example, we could do this. So there is a variable called my hash, and we're using the .each method to which will print out a list of keys and values from my hash, each on its own line. All right. So the instruction is to iterate over the maths hash and print each value to the console using puts. So
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm supposed to be asking, like, right? Not only me doing it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's a right way to do it, but the more people get involved.
Okay. Peter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should. How is this gonna go?
I think he's asking for you to tell him what to write. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Let's do so.
Yeah.
Maths.
Yeah, let's go with maths.
Okay.
.each.
Okay.
Print each value. Do so. Then we start a block with do and end, or probably even with the curly braces. We can do this.
Yeah, curly braces.
Yeah, I was
yes.
gonna say that.
Yeah.
There's one line.
Yeah, in one line we can have the curly braces in one line.
Okay.
And then in a
pipe.
Yep, exactly. Thanks, Faith. We can have
space before.
So want to print a value, right?
Yeah, value or item, whatever. Yes.
Yeah, you like Faith is saying there should be a space. First curly brace in the first pipe character.
No, like I meant. Yeah. No.
Space here.
No.
Curly brace and the pipe between the curly brace and the pipe. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You can tell that the Faith uses Rubocop.
Yeah, then could call it item or names either. Anything.
It says
Item.
we have to print each value. Yeah, anything can be.
Item.
Right, so item. Okay.
Okay. And then after the second one is like P item.
Okay.
After
P,
this, like,
I guess.
Yeah, and a space after item.
Oh.
Space.
Space again.
Mm-hmm.
We should try that. Oh.
Yay.
Okay. It
Nice.
doesn't print it value.
Oh, man.
We are printing the key value, not just the value. Any ideas?
I have an idea. But,
share with us, Matt.
You need to, when you're iterating over a hash, you need to put in two variables so that you can have, like, for example, you could, instead of saying item, you could just say K, comma, V, and then you can print the value.
Yep. So if that's the specific
like
key comma.
Right?
Comma, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, though that's not
so
a nice way of naming it, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your advice to me? Like, what would you do?
I normally just put K and then a comma and a V, but sometimes it's nice for when you're first learning to actually call it something more descriptive, like key and value, but I don't know.
But it's okay.
All right.
Yeah,
okay,
better.
Okay. AV. All right.
Yeah.
Can I change item to KOV? Which one?
V. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, V.
All right. Fingers.
Print each value.
That looks like you didn't print.
No.
It's
You don't like it.
just put.
We're supposed to
put S. Put S.
Yeah, put S. Yeah.
Yeah, because Rosa told us P gives you the actual what structure of the structure of the or whatever you're printing. If you want to know the structure of something you're printing, you use P. Then if you don't care the structure, just use put S. She says it's important when you're debugging in case you want to know the exact data you have.
Yeah. In this case, it showed that we were dealing with strings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we go to
next.
3.
Yeah.
All right.
Reset.
So Neil. Huh?
I said reset.
Sorry.
It's okay. I thought.
All right. Neil, a formal introduction. So what happens if you try to access a key that doesn't exist, though? In many languages, you get an error of some kind. Not so in Ruby. You instead get the special value nil. Along with false, nil is one of 2 non-true values in Ruby. Every other object is regarded as truthy, meaning that if you were to type if2 or if bacon, the code in that if statement would be run. It's important to realize that false and nil are not the same thing. False means not true, while nil is Ruby's way of saying nothing at all. So go ahead and try to access a key in creatures that doesn't exist. Right.
Creatures.
Okay.
And then those square brackets.
Square brackets. Right.
Faith.
Faith.
Yeah. That's how I'd guess.
Wow. Yeah, it works.
Nice.
All right.
Would it work the same if you passed in faith as a symbol instead of a string?
Let's try.
Let's try. Yeah. Reset. Okay. Or yeah, I think resetting.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I check it. All right. Cool.
Because
All right. So now
It should work if you just run it though as well, no?
But since we don't
I've
have
already.
okay, it's okay. But I was thinking
Sure.
if faith, yeah, anything.
All right. Runs. Wait, let me try something.
Yeah, what if you're puppies?
Yeah, let's try that. Puppies.
No, but with as a symbol.
Oh, okay.
But it'll fail the.
Just print it then, for us to see.
Nice.
Or
Good faith, good point. How are we gonna know if it works if we don't print it?
yeah.
No. Interesting.
Nil.
Ha.
But if you put it as a string, it works. It prints it.
Should work.
Yeah, it should, right? Right, yeah.
A single or double quote should work, right?
What happens? Yeah. What happens if you put a colon in front of the string puppies?
Oh, so give us
no,
like this.
No, like right before.
Yeah, but yeah,
like
there. Yeah. No. All right. I thought in a hash, all the keys were accessible as the symbols.
I didn't know that.
No.
If you delete the what's that?
The calibres.
Yeah.
Should see it.
Yeah, but then that's nil. You can.
Yeah, but it has to define that way in the hash.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think so.
like it has to be defined like a symbol. Or
Yes,
what do you mean?
With
Can you try that?
With the colon notation.
Can you try?
You want me to change these puppies to symbols or what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Right, Peter?
I guess so.
No, but I think you would need to take out that spaceship character and put the.
Oh yeah, true.
Put the con on the other side.
What's the name?
Thanks.
What have you said?
It's not the spaceship as well. No, it's equal or less than.
Yeah, it's spaceship.
Spaceship as well. Yeah. Okay.
What's that? Can you write? Is it spaceship? Okay.
I think that has another name for some reason.
Write it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, spaceship.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Can I try this? Do you think it will work?
So take out the spaceship and put a colon at the end of puppies.
Okay.
But this isn't exactly the same because now it's not a string of.
Yep.
Puppies is not a string.
Yep.
But it still doesn't work.
What's wrong?
It should work. It gives us 6. It gives us 6.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Next exercise, right?
Yeah.
All right. So setting your own default. You don't have to settle for nil as a default value. However, if you create your hash using the hash.new syntax, you can specify a default value like so. My hash is equal to hash.new string 3D bricks. Now, if you try to access a non-existent key in my hash, you'll get 3D bricks as a result. You can always read more hashy goodness in the official Ruby documentation. In the meantime, create a hash called no-nil and give it any default value other than nil. Yeah. And the idea is no-nil.
Hash.
So I'm going to use the hash.new, right? Any default values?
Peter.
Yeah.
Peter. Okay.
Do you know what I was wondering? How you can give a default value to a hash using the one, so the other notation, basically not using hash1 hash.new, but
Okay, you mean
how can you do that? Yeah.
I don't know. Can you do it?
oh, we have to Google that.
Is actually these two should be interchangeable.
Yeah.
So if you use the curly braces, and I don't know, I'm wondering, I'm guessing it's interesting too.
Yeah, but you could try. There's no harm in trying.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you want me to use the curly braces,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I put something like Peter,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to print this. Okay.
Is it the same as the other one?
Should I try printing it out to see if anything happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just.
What? I try anything.
I can't see your screen anymore.
Can you see my screen?
No.
What have you?
For me,
The spaceship.
You can't see my screen.
I can.
Yeah.
I guess maybe there's something wrong with mine because this is the second time that I'm the only one that.
They're asking for. They're saying it's expecting a spaceship.
Okay, so should I do something like B? Wait.
Yeah, but it's giving a key to B and the value as Peter, and next to Peter you're missing.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
So I think there's a missing. I don't know the name of that character. Sorry.
You're missing
the spaceship.
No, you're missing quotation
Exactly.
mark on the other side of Peter.
Peter.
You need double quotes. Yeah, double quote Peter. Yeah.
All right.
No, that's not what you want. No, because this is different. Like right now, what you're doing is you're actually creating a hash that has a key of B and and one of Peter, but you're not changing the default message that the person receives. So I don't think you can. I have a page I pulled up, but I don't think you can give a default value if you're using this type of
notation.
Yeah, this notation. Hash literal notation.
And Matt, when you create with the default value as like this is the first key basically in the hash, or what is actually the value?
No, like if you just take off the square braces, the A in the string A and the square braces, and just leave print no nil hash, and you can see that it'll print an empty hash because hash.new is just creating a hash that has nothing inside of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, if you try to access it with the key A, the string A, it will instead of printing nil, it'll print Peter.
Yeah. So it means,
I get it. Yes.
So that means if you use hash.new, then you must pass a default value, right?
You don't have to.
Oh, okay. Then why are we adding Peter then?
You just want to pass in a default value, I guess.
Why do we have to pass a default?
No. But then, like, if you want, instead of the user getting nil, which for a lot of users, they're like, what does nil mean? You can pass something being like, hey, haha, I tricked you, you clicked the button. Whatever. That's one thing.
That's what you normally do, right?
Yeah. I mean, some people want to print Peter when the person says that.
But does anybody know like any good like idea when we'll be using like default values for like hashes?
I've never used them before, but I don't know if I'm not sure.
I think if somebody wanted to do like a dictionary like words counter, maybe you have like you want to use like strings, then you want to like count the number of words, so you like want them to have like start from 0. Am I making any sense? Like,
yeah,
like,
I think this is for searching for, right? Like we, as programmers, like we're writing no_nil hash and trying to access it based on the key, and we're passing in it as a string, for example. But like in a program, maybe there's a search, and they're searching for a specific key that they want the value returned, and we, instead of passing it in like we're passing it in as like a string A, we pass it in based on the key name, and then if that key name doesn't exist, instead of returning nil to the user, we want to return like a customized message that tells them, sorry, your what you're looking for doesn't exist in our dictionary or whatever.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I think it's a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So moving to the next. Oh, sorry. I'm moving to the next.
Okay.
Supposed to reset. Sorry.
After this one, I have to run. But I'm gonna wait for this.
Okay. A key of a different color. We can certainly use strings as Ruby hash keys, as we've seen. There's always more than one way to do something in Ruby. However, the Ruby's approach would be to use symbols. So we're going to run this. So we should check out the code in the code editor. And those funny looking variables that start with colons are called symbols. So
Faith, I have a question for you. If you run this script.rb in Rubocop, will it complain about something, do you think?
I don't know.
For you, Matt, it's mentioning that they shouldn't use the arrow. Actually,
yeah.
I can imagine it's a styling thingy.
Yeah, like Rubocop doesn't like that because you can like have the same thing without the spaceship operator if you just move the colon from the left side to the right side, But I don't know if this is using an older version of Ruby or.
Yeah, I find it funny too. Oh. So it looks like a JSON object, right? So I don't know why they made this. Probably it's because of the syntax similarities. It looks like a JSON object and acts really similarly to a JSON object, and probably that's why they chose in the end to make this flippable.
Yeah, so a JSON would be written the way it is right now, because I'm less familiar with JSONs than I am hashes in Ruby.
Yeah. So the JSON object, if you do only with the semicolon in between of the key value pairs, basically, that's a valid JSON object.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so like what Rubocop is says is the better way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just for me, I don't know, like, because Ruby's always talking about drying up code and not, like, I don't know, it just seems quicker, like less characters to have just the colon on the right side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So next.
I just to share with you my person, I had trouble sometimes when I used columns as a key, because it can happen that in your, I think it was in one of my keys inside of the hash had a column as a name of the key, part of the name of the key. And that can mess it up. And in that case, you should use the string approach instead of the column approach, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say earlier, because if you want the key to be preserved as a string, then you can't use this symbol approach that Rubyists prefer.
Yeah.
All right. So what's a symbol? You can think of a Ruby symbol as a sort of name. It's important to remember that symbols aren't strings. So there's an example: string == string gives you false. Above and beyond the different syntax, there's a key behavior of symbols that makes them different from strings. While there can be multiple different strings that all have the same value, there's only one copy of any particular symbol at a given time. The object ID method gets the ID of an object. It's how Ruby knows whether two objects are the exact same object. Run the code in the editor to see that the two strings are actually different objects, whereas the symbol is the same object listed twice. All right, so we're going to run it. All right. So we can see that the object ID for the first string is different from the second one. We can see that the object ID for the symbol, that symbol for 5, is the same.
Yeah.
So they both refer to the same symbol. Yeah. All right.
All right, guys, I need to leave. Sorry for interrupting. It was a nice session again. Are we going to do it next week, Matt?
Yeah. And my intention is to do every Saturday and Sunday. Unless something comes up. But yeah, that's the idea.
Awesome, guys. Cool. Keep it continue and see you next week.
Yes, sir.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Nice seeing you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Does anybody want to take over?
Hey, you want to type some?
But I'm not sure. I'll have to, because I lag behind since I am where you'd left me.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a good idea.
You're behind?
Yeah, because I haven't. It's not like you. I haven't done the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's either we.
But are you going to be able to get caught up on next week then?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I like you're driving as well. I know. Okay, you're doing.
Me too.
Really good.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Should I go on?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
All right. Yeah, sure. Symbol syntax. So symbols always start with a colon. They must be valid Ruby variable names. So the first character after the colon has to be a letter or underscore. After that, any combination of letters, numbers, and underscores is allowed. Make sure you don't put any spaces in your symbol name. If you do, Ruby will get confused. So instruction, okay. All right, time to create your first symbol. So she create a regular old variable called my first symbol and set it equal to any valid symbol you like. All right. So my first symbol. So
My first symbol.
yeah,
Nice. I don't think this is actually your first symbol, is it? Okay.
And then space.
What did you say?
I said I don't think this is actually your first symbol, is it?
Oh no, no, it's not.
Faith, you've
colon. What?
You've created symbols as well, correct?
Yeah, I think so. But I've spent
some hashes.
Yeah, but I've seen it. Like for a very long time, I didn't know what it was.
Um,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
full colon,
Okay.
colon, and you walk. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we're gonna use everyone's name today. We just need one more example.
Past. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So what are oh, let me reset. Sorry.
Why? Somebody said Kenyans like to say sorry all the time, but it's clearly not a Kenyan thing alone.
Yeah.
Actually, no. The person said we like to apologize for things that are not our fault.
Yeah. It is it's weird. All right. So what are symbols used for? So symbols pop up in a lot of places in Ruby, but they are primarily used either as hash keys or for referencing method names. We'll see how symbols can reference methods in a later lesson. So here's an example of a hash stored in a variable called sounds. You can see the symbols are cat, dog, computer. So here symbols are being used as keys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so symbols make good hash keys for a few reasons. They are immutable, meaning they can't be changed once they are created. And only one copy of any symbol exists at a given time, so they save memory. Symbol as keys are faster than strings. Strings as keys because of the above two reasons. So add at least 2 more keys to the symbol hash, replacing the blanks. So we're using everybody's names, so mad, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Wait.
Yeah. It gets a reappearance.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
I noticed something. I noticed there was a comma.
Yeah, why is that comma there? Weird.
I don't know, but I noticed that too here.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Did
Can you Robocop?
Yeah, let me plug it in here in Rubicop. Actually, I do have it here in Rubicop. I accidentally put it there, and it's not complaining about it. Actually, it's just complaining about the unexpected token, and it's pointing to the spaceship operator. So apparently, the comma at the end of a hash is not a problem. I wonder if I don't have the comma there, if it'll complain. I don't think so.
And okay, could you scroll up on the questions part?
I'll scroll down.
Up. I didn't know if it's up or down. Down. I wanted to
Down,
see the
like-
reasons. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I want to see the reasons why symbols are faster than strings.
Oh, okay.
I was absent-minded.
Because of these two reasons.
Okay. Only one copy
Alright.
was okay.
But the thing is that you can change the value of the like the key of a hash. So when it's saying like they're immutable, you can't change. They can't be changed once they're created. They're not talking about the value can't be changed, right? They're talking about just the key itself can't be changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, right? So what they're saying is you can't change like the key one. You can't like, for example, change the you can't like call the first key in the symbol hash and change it to say two instead of one.
Oh, right. Well, are there cases where one want to change the keys?
Because my thinking was changing the value of the key.
I'm pretty sure
that was how I understood it.
We can try it, right?
Yeah.
symbol hash.
Fate. Sorry. All right. What would you like to change to?
To minus. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. I don't know. I said minus. Minus 1. Okay. I'm going to P.
Weird. If I even try to run this in Ruby, it doesn't run. It says there's a syntax error with this spaceship in the middle. I think because I have Ruby 5, I think 2.5.
Is the run? It's not running.
Okay. It's running. Oh, changes. So you have Fate as -1. So Fate changes to -1.
That was a lie.
Huh? Oh. All right.
So sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What happened?
He was trying to implement my thinking, because my thinking was they're talking about the value of the key, but clearly that's not what they meant.
So you confirmed that you can change the value of the associated with the key, but
no. So my understanding of statement 1, where they're saying they're immutable, meaning they can't be changed once they're created, was it has everything to do with changing the value of the key. But clearly, with the example, then that's not the case. Because if my understanding was correct, then it should still be Fate 3, not -1. But so that leaves us with an unanswered question: when would you want to change?
The key, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like if you wanted to call the key something different. I think it has to do also with because you can change if the symbol hash had keys that were strings, then you could change the inside the string to something different. I mean, I don't know exactly why you would want to do that, but I can. Let me see if I'm going to share my screen with you guys as well. Let me know if you can see both of our strings shared at the same time, because I'm trying to do some tests in Jitsi to see if we can actually. Because in Hangouts you can share 2 screens at the same time with no problem. But can you guys see my stream?
Yeah.
So I have here this menagerie, and I didn't type all the values, but I just typed the foxes, drafts, and wizard, I guess. I don't know. No, I know you can. Hide this, get rid of this. So if I run this program, printing the keys, right? It's printing hello, because that's what my method. I have a method up here that I just put print hello. Then I have here the keys and values, and then I actually changed. This is what you guys did, is change the value of the key.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I was wondering, how do if I want to access the first key, I can do something like, I don't know, how would I do that?
Yeah.
Like that, no? But that accesses the value, right?
The value, yeah.
And if I put equals, that changes the value. Like, how would I try to change the key?
That was
Google search.
Keys. Can I do something like this? No. Yeah. Okay, so equals Fate. Look at that. I just changed it.
I did.
Nah, but that must have changed the value, huh?
Mm, okay.
Yeah, see, it didn't change. It changed the value, right? So, what if I do here?
Did it change the value?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to check. Like, if it changed
Because I doubt.
the value, how could I do that? Maybe ménage a point to each and have the value and the value. There's a shorthand way of doing this, isn't there? There's a shorthand way. Collect. Oh, it didn't change, but I wonder if that. Oh, look, yeah, it did. Boxes. Oh, no, Faith. Boxes.
No, foxes is the first.
Yeah, Foxes 3, Giraffe 1, Wizard 17. It's printing this because of this, right? Yeah.
I guess that's how. I guess that's what it meant by you can't change.
We changed the Foxes
Could you try creating a dictionary with strings and then changing it with, then try converting it using the same line as line 10.
So like that?
Yeah. Can you mix both symbols and...
I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah.
Any OKs left?
So we have hello. That hello is not really doing much, is it?
Yeah, I could just comment it out.
Yeah. Control. Yeah.
Then...
Undefined method.
Yeah, because you're still calling something that's not there.
Yeah.
And then...
So we have 3. So change the value still. Oh, no. No, it didn't change the value because Foxes is still 2.
Just...
I'm still trying to change the keys.
Yeah.
Well, it changed the...
Let me see your code. Oh, okay.
Not changing it.
Are you able to change the keys?
But you haven't printed, have you? Oh, okay.
I haven't printed what?
Oh yeah, that's okay. Try comment out line 11.
Okay.
Don't be confused. Then print out. You should have printed out P.
Yeah, this here.
Yeah.
So this Faith though is the value.
P Menengai, like the whole dictionary. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Look.
What does it do?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what.
Printing. Yeah, I don't know. Then maybe this is.
You're commenting. Could you just print the key without?
So it's. Let me.
Comment out line 11 because it's confusing me.
Printing too much stuff. So this is printing Foxes, right? It's printing this first key.
Yeah. Change it
to 1. It should print Giraffe.
Change. And how about changing it?
Okay, so let's.
And then printing Menengari. Then P Menengari.
So copy this and then take off this.
Yeah. Remove the whole thing. Could I remove? Okay.
Yeah, it's not changing, but that we're pretty sure of that it wasn't going to change because it's because the first one is
No, like a 0. Yeah.
the first one is a
Could you-
symbol.
Could you print the whole? Oh, okay.
Like this.
Without the keys, but it's the same thing. Without the dot keys.
Oh, think about fences. Yeah, it doesn't.
Doesn't change. Okay.
What about dot values?
217.
Yeah, so it doesn't change the values either. This here. All right. Yes.
All right, so you didn't change the keys, right?
No. Doesn't seem like even if they're strings, or maybe we just don't. Maybe this is not the way you actually change the keys.
Did you Google search though?
We've got about 5 minutes left. Do you want to try doing a
Next.
couple of things?
There?
Yeah, just some more of the actual course.
We should continue the course. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I think so. What do you guys think?
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Which
Hey.
number?
Yes?
Okay. I was in 8.
Oh,
What symbols
sure.
are useful?
9.
Okay.
Yeah, so it should be in 9 now.
So converting between symbols and strings. Converting between strings and symbols is a snatch. You just call the method to_s if you want to change to a string. And the result is that. And you change to sim if you want to change a string to symbol. The to_s and the to_sim methods are what you're looking for.
Yay.
We have an array of strings we'd like to later use as hash keys. Okay? An array of strings, but we'd rather they be symbols. Create a new variable. Is this? I need to refresh this.
Reset
Yeah, reset. How do you reset here? Okay, cool.
next to.
So we have an array of strings I'd like to use. Create a new variable symbols and store an empty array in it. So add your code below. Okay, so a new variable, right? So we just say symbols equals and store an empty array in it. Okay. Use the dot each iterate over the strings array. So strings dot each. For each s in strings, use the dot sim to convert the s to a new symbol, and dot push add that new symbol to symbols. So s, and then we do s dot to sim. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Where should we put this dot push?
And use that push to add new symbols to symbols.
Sorry.
You push it.
You can put it within the s.to_sim, right? Since you are pushing this s to it, you can put symbols.push bracket s.to_sim.
Like right here, you're saying, or at the end?
He's saying before.
Like this. Symbols dot push. And then putting this in parentheses? Or in
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. Does it work?
And then it says to print, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could just
Like that?
mm,
Okay. I always do that.
not sure. Okay. Run it.
Run it. Yeah. Hey. Oh, warning.
Yeah.
Found equals in conditional should be equal. Huh?
What?
It's talking about this one? Because this one's an assignment, not a comparison.
Oh. When found equal and conditional.
On line 10. There's no line 10.
That's on test.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's. Yeah. You can do it like this as well, no? Like. No, it doesn't complain.
Okay.
I don't know. I've seen it more just with an actual empty array, but maybe this is preferred. Do you know? I wonder what Rubocop. If we put it instead of being like this, is this okay? Is this proper Rubocop? What offense is? Doesn't like this. Prefer single quotes. Yeah, I need to remember that. Yeah, so it's both about the single quotes. It doesn't really matter if we use an empty array like this or if we use array.new. The one are valid syntax. Okay. You do one more? Or do you guys need to? It's kind of getting late there, huh?
Could do one more. Don't mind.
Cool. Hashes and symbol. Many paths to the same summit. Remember, there are always many ways of accomplishing something simple in Ruby, or something in Ruby. Converting strings to symbols is no different. Besides using the toSim, you can also use .intern. Oh, really? I didn't know that. This will internalize the string into a symbol and works just like toSim. When you're looking at someone else's code, you might see toSim or .intern, or both when converting strings to symbols. So update your code from the last exercise to use .intern instead of .toSim. I'm going to try it here and see if Robocop complains about it. Because that's great. Happy with that? Okay, that's good. So here, just going to change to .intern.
To intern. .intern.
Opa. Yeah, it's containing the same thing.
That's weird.
We're almost done with this
Create.
hash rocket stuff. Syntax, you read?
The hash syntax you've seen so far with the symbol between keys and values, sometimes nicknamed as hash rocket style. This is because the spaceship looks like a tiny rocket. Let's build a hash from ground up using symbols as keys. Create a hash called movies.
Okay.
Do that.
It's going to be empty.
With symbols as keys.
Oh,
No.
I say equals.
With symbols as keys.
All right.
And strings as values. Inside your hash, add 2 key pair values. So yeah, what's your favorite movie?
Wow, that's a difficult question. Do you have a favorite movie?
No.
I don't know if I have
GR.
a favorite. A really good movie I watched recently.
Billions. I like series. Billions.
Minions.
Billions.
Billions.
$billions.
Okay. All right. And who? Yeah. What do you want to put for the value?
AXE.
XE.
AXE, but it's okay. That's okay.
What else? I watched Spider-Man 2 the other day. Wasn't really that good. Can you use numbers in keys like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can. I saw. Yeah, you can. They just said don't use space.
Okay. And okay.
Oh, The Great Gatsby.
Great.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good one. Gatsby, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna I need to get in the habit of. I'm gonna delete.
But when you're doing string interpolation, then you can do that.
I saw that the other day.
Or when you have a string with apostrophe in it.
Yeah. So that works, right?
Did you reset it? You
did?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it runs it again, even if you have like even if you have it passing like this, if you do something that doesn't work,
reset it.
Okay, all right.
if you do something that doesn't, like, I think it only cares when it passes the first time. The hash rocket has landed. However, the hash syntax changed in Ruby 1.9 just when you were getting comfortable. The good news is that the changed syntax is easier to type than the old hash rocket syntax. If you're used to JavaScript objects or Python dictionaries, to look very familiar. Yes.
So we've been talking about that already.
Yeah. The 2 changes are you put the colon at the end of the symbol, not at the beginning. You don't need to hash
I think
anymore.
I think it's like Python too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear Python dictionaries. Are you familiar with Python?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Kind of. Yeah.
I want to learn some Python.
It's important to know that even though these keys have colon at the end instead of the beginning, they're still symbols. Put as new hash. Yes. From now, we'll use the 1.9 hash syntax when giving examples of providing default code. You'll want to be familiar with hash rocket style when reading other people's code, which might be older. Update your hash from the previous exercise to use the new 1.9 hash syntax instead of the old hash rocket syntax.
Yes, I'm just doing that now.
And then
that's fine. And that. And run it.
Yay.
And that's almost done.
Dare to compare. We mentioned that hash lookup is faster when with symbol keys than string keys. Here we'll prove it. The code in the editor shows some new syntax, so don't worry about understanding all of it just yet. It builds 2 alphabet hashes, one that pairs strings with their places in the alphabet, A with 1, B with 2, and one that uses symbols, A with 1 and symbol B with 2. We'll look up the letter R 100,000th times to see which process runs faster. It's good to keep in mind that the numbers you'll see are only fractions of a second apart. And we did the hash lookup 100,000 times each. It's not much of a performance increase to use symbols in this case, but it's definitely there.
Okay, let's see. Wow, look at that. What would you do with an extra 0.003 seconds of your time?
Catch a flight.
Yeah.
Or if I was a mobile company, then that's like 1 million shillings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well,
So do you I don't know, do you want someone else to read, or are you okay to continue reading?
you could, anyone can. I'm okay reading.
Yeah, I can read.
You can go and read it, man.
Huh?
No, I said you can go and read it. No worries.
Because I'm sleepy anyway, so if I don't read, I'll sleep.
I can read it just because sometimes it gets when you are the only one reading, it gets long. Becoming
So
more
if I don't, okay.
If you don't
read, I'm going to sleep.
Okay. No, read, please. We have 2 more. I mean, we could stop here, but I thought maybe we could.
Becoming more selective, we know how to grab a specific value from a hash by specifying the session key. But what if we want to filter a hash for values that meet certain criteria? Well, we can use .select. So we have, hi Ryder.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
All right.
We're just going through some Code Academy stuff.
Oh, sweet.
We're just talking about to talk about select.
Movie hash.
Yeah. We just got to the Ruby 1.9 way of displaying hashes, like keys and value pairs, with this syntax. Faith, did you want to keep reading?
Yeah. Grades. Yeah, I was done though. We first create a grade hash that maps symbols to integers. Okay. Oh yeah, so we're explaining that. Then the second, we call the .select method and pass it a block code. The block contains an expression for selecting matching key or value pairs. It returns a hash containing Bob and Chris. Yes. Finally, call the .select method again. Our block looks for any key Alice. This is an inefficient. Can't say it.
It's hard. Inefficient.
Method of getting a key or value pair, but it shows the .select does not modify the hash. So we need to create a variable good movies.
Should I reset this? Yeah.
And set it equal to the result of calling .select on dictionary movie rating.
Like this? No?
Yeah.
Select?
Selecting only movies with a rating strictly greater than 3. Okay.
What are we supposed to do with printing? Is it the rating strictly greater than 3?
So 3. You could print good movies.
Okay. Like this, and then print good movies.
Or I don't know how different.
No, because it's not going to modify it, right?
Okay.
Then if we print good movies, it would print all of the movies. No. Yeah, let's try it.
Could do that and still do what you wanted to do.
Right here?
Yeah. So wait, do one, I think one at a time. Oh, okay.
Like do it inside of the block, you're saying?
And then
That works.
remove line 15 and do what you wanted to do.
Here, like
P, then V. No, remove good movies. Yeah, space. Why do you like P though?
Don't do that. I mean, yes, do that, but that's wrong.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Run it
Why?
so you can see how it's wrong.
that's just gonna print the values. Look at that.
Oh, wow. So what's happening?
Print. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's like printing true if the value is. Yeah, it's printing true if the value is greater than 3 and false if it's less than 3.
Is there any time you might ever want to do this wrong thing we've just done?
Like, I mean, if for some reason you wanted a map of like just true, right? Like whether the thing was greater, like if you only wanted to know I can't think of any reason. Like it would be if for some reason instead of the actual key being returned, you wanted instead to return just the Boolean of whether that predicate v is greater than 3 was true or not. What I'm having trouble with is envisioning any circumstance under which you might want that.
To do that.
Yeah, you might do something like if v is greater than 3, then do something, but else do something else.
Yes, right. But we wouldn't use a select for that, right? We would use an each.
Mm-hmm.
Because the select is Ruby's filter, right? If you're in JavaScript or it's .NET's where, it's strictly for constraining the collection, right? For creating a new collection, right? You're not mutating the old one, but it's for creating a new collection that has been in some way filtered. So if you want to do something like you were saying, Matt, where it's like if the predicate is true, do this. If the predicate is false, do that. You're talking about creating side effects, and if we're talking about creating side effects, I'd want to use an each most likely.
Or what about map?
Yeah, so map, it depends on what you were trying to do. So if like it's I want to think of a real use case to make it not abstract, right? But it's like I don't know, let's say you've got an array of strings, and let's say you have a language filterer, right? So you want to check if that word is contained in a list of words that are not okay, like a bunch of swear words, for example, right? Like you want to go through, and if shit is in this array of words, you want to get rid of it. And if it's not, then you don't care. Okay. But again, probably I would just, I don't think that's a good example either, because I would probably just rely on select or reject. Like that's what those things are for.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just select you don't need to actually change the original.
But the map, like let's say I wanted to blank it out, right? Like I wanted to replace it with the same number of asterisks. So I might, like I could do that one of two ways, right? I could do a select and I could grab all the offending words, or I could go ahead and do a map. And within that map, I could say, hey, if this is a bad word, then censor it. And and if it's not, then return it. And then I would get a map back, and that map would contain all either okay words or asterisked out words.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
We didn't actually put it on paper, which makes it harder to understand, but that's...
This example that I was thinking about, this doesn't actually change anything, this dot map. This is just actually grabbing the ID and the name.
Yeah.
So I thought it was actually changing something, but it's not.
Yeah, map never changes anything unless you put a bang on it.
Yeah. What Faith was asking the name of this when you put the bang on it and you actually like change the value of.
Yeah, it's a bang. What do you mean the name of it?
like the whole process of doing something destructively and not destructively. There's a name. I saw a name for it somewhere.
I mean, there's a mutating one and a non-mutating one. The operator you call a bang.
Yeah.
But you're talking about like the name for when you do it destructively or non-destructively?
Yeah. Forgot it.
Yeah, I mean, I would just call it a... Oh, go ahead, Eniwoke.
No, I thought, is it dangerous methods?
Yeah. I mean, dangerous, mutating. It seems like there's a special term that you read, Faith, that you're trying to remember, and I don't know what that special term is, but
it's okay.
Okay. So we have one more, and then we're gonna call it because it's almost going on 2 hours, and I'm gonna go eat.
Totally. Can I suggest one thing?
Yeah.
And
please.
You don't have to actually make this change. Can you go back to where we were a second ago, or is that not easy to do?
No, it's easy. Here we go.
Okay. So my only thing would be, I would suggest if you're actually writing this code and this code is going into production in an application that you're building, that you consider the idea of naming those KVs something that, rather than reflecting the data structure, reflects the actual data, what it is. Yeah.
Ratings.
Yes. Yep. And in this case, you're actually within, you're on one iteration within the block, right?
We're using people's names for key and value pairs today. But
sounds good. So if you run that code right now, it's not going to work because it's going to say, "What the heck is this V?"
Yeah, exactly.
So if you were to take this approach, and then we'll move on, the only thing I would do is I would make those plural things singular.
Yeah, because it's iterative, right? And so you're giving the movie, and then if the rating is greater than 3. And can I put this P at the beginning of this, like this, and get rid of this whole line?
Yes.
Yeah.
Movie cop not like that?
You can do it. I don't like it, but let's move on. Unless you really want to know why I don't like it, but otherwise, let's just.
I was wondering if Ruby cop does it.
We have all the time.
Why don't you like it?
Why don't you like
it? It's because you're doing multiple things on that same line, right? You're printing the standard out. You're assigning the variable, and you're printing it. And the way you're printing it, it's weird. And why is it weird? Well, because you're doing two things, which I already said. So what is really bad about that? I don't know. Something about me, I just see it and I'm like, ugh, no.
Yeah, Google doesn't need to complain about it, but it did complain about the fact that we're actually calling this movie, but we're not actually using it for anything. So then it says that you should put a
underscore. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or just not even say, you don't even necessarily need to say movie. Maybe just it was saying you could just do like
You
this.
can just do underscore. I would definitely do underscore movie. That is me personally. Yeah.
So the person knows that when you're talking about rating, you're talking about rating of something specific.
Yes, and it just it gives you more context.
It could be hotels.
It could be hotels. Yes, I am really all about in the code you write giving redundant context. It's kind of counterintuitive if you're talking about things being dry everywhere and all the time. But I think the more redundancy you can give in as far as giving developers who are going to be working on the code you're writing more information so they can understand it faster and easier, the better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Rubocop's happy now.
Nice.
So is Ryder.
I think it's cool that you're running Rubocop on this stuff. I am happy. Because then, like, you're early on in your Ruby career, right? So, like, if you're doing Rubocop from the very beginning, you're gonna form good habits based on what it's telling you.
Yeah, and also, like, you can speak to this maybe, but I was at a Elixir meetup the other day, and they were talking about how, like, it's one of the things that's really cool in Ruby on Rails is they have this thing, Rubocop, that you can teach you the how to code in Ruby. Yeah. Whereas languages don't have this, like, written.
Elixir has Credo. Had you not heard of Credo?
Yeah. They call it in Portuguese is credo, and credo means, like, in Portuguese it means like disgusting, like And I think the guy who started Elixir is a Brazilian guy, right? So
yeah, he is.
I don't know if it's from that, like, yeah. It's like a person, like, if a person takes a piece of gum from the underneath their seat and puts it in their mouth or something. I hate it. So I'm wondering if it has anything to do with it.
Não foi José que fez, não. Foi outro. Somebody else built this.
Yeah. All right, so let's do this last one because they're already calling me for dinner. And
oh yeah, no, we don't want to hold you up.
I don't want to get in trouble. I'm at a friend's house as well, Ryder. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, you don't want to be rude for sure.
Yeah. Becoming more selective. We know how to grab a specific value from a hash by specifying the associated key. But what if we want to filter a hash for values that did we not just do this? I think we just did that. Yeah. So more method, more solutions. Great work. Great work. We've often.
What?
He said it wrong the first time.
We've often found we only want the key or value associated with the key value pair. And it's kind of a pain to put both into our block and only work with one. Can we iterate just over keys or just values? This is Ruby. Of course we can. So Ruby includes two hash methods, dot each key and dot each value. That do exactly what you'd expect. My hash equals 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, my print K, blah, blah. All right. So let's wrap up our study of Ruby hashes and symbols by testing these methods out. Go ahead and print out just the titles of our movies. All right. Using puts. Puts. Movie ratings hash, right? Ratings dot each key, right? And here we have movie and no, we don't want to put movie rating. Right. Puts movie. Right?
Movie title.
Yeah, so I think you raise a good point, Faith, and let's get Matt to dinner.
It's better to take off title, maybe.
Movie title.
Title's fine too. I like movie title, but I don't think you do, Matt. So do what's in your heart.
Oh, okay. It seems, yeah. All right, I get it, because it could be a book title, maybe. Hey.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah. Before you go, Matt, we had one unanswered question. When you'd want to change a key of a dictionary, we were looking for a real life example.
Yeah, because it was explaining the good thing about symbols is as keys for hashes, they're immutable.
So when would you want to change a key of a dictionary?
Hash,
Better?
Yeah, so this is a good question. Mostly symbols is the default for hashes. Mostly you want symbols. When would you want it to be something else? Well, because anything can be a key is the cool thing, right? It's not just symbols and keys. Integers, symbols and strings. Integers can be keys. Like class objects can be keys. Classes can be keys. All kinds of things can be keys. I can't give a good answer in this short amount of time. And I'm also not prepared right now to give a good answer. Like the bad answer is it depends on what you're trying to do.
No, I think you might have gotten the questions.
Yes, maybe I did. What? Ask it again.
Or maybe I asked it in a different way. There was this part where we were asking ourselves, when would you want to change a symbol or a key of a dictionary to something else other than what it was? Like now the first line 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, in most cases, I would say you don't want to do that.
Create a new entry, right?
Yeah. So there's two schools of thought, right? One is if you're pretty much never going to have a good reason to want to do that, then let's make it impossible for you to do that. Hence, let's use a symbol. And the other school of thought is if you're pretty much never going to want to do that, then I shouldn't have to hold your hand. You should just know as a developer not to do that. Those are kind of differing design philosophies. I think the real answer that you're looking for, Faith, is you pretty much wouldn't want to do that. I can think of really pretty much no situation in which you'd want to do that. That would be good.
Okay.
But I will try and think about it more and see if I can come up with one. Okay?
Awesome.
All right.
Oh.
I feel like you were being more honest the first time with the thumbs down.
It's not okay.
It's a terrible answer.
All right. So I'm going to go eat.
Awesome.
Cool. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us.
This is great. See you later.
Good to see you all. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, see everyone. Bye.
Bye.